Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all so much for joining us here today. A special welcome to our teenagers who are working with us from the Summer Works program. Great to have you guys with us here as well. Hope you're having an enjoyable summer and glad that you all are part of the Summer Works program. About 2 months ago, on April 15th, we had our last press conference at Chickasaw Park. It was an unplanned press conference that none of us wanted to be at about 11 o'clock on a Saturday night, mourning the loss of life in our city and grieving over yet another unnecessary act of gun violence. So it is with much greater joy, enthusiasm, and optimism that all of us are here today, gathering to make an exciting announcement about progress here at Chickasaw Park, progress in our city to make this park in our city safer, healthier, stronger, and more enjoyable for our community. Right now behind us, you see bulldozers, pumps, hoses, a lot of people and a lot more equipment that are at work. They've already drained the pond, they're moving the sludge, and they're already into this great work here to improve the Chickasaw Park Pond. This work behind us is going to take, this phase is going to take a few more weeks to complete, but I am thrilled that we have finally begun the work on this project, which is expected to be completed in 2024. It might take some imagination today, but not too much, to think about how beautiful and amazing this pond is going to be when this work is complete. When it's complete, you'll once again see kids fishing with fishing poles in the water. You'll see people kayaking and canoeing, and people just enjoying the beautiful space here in the beautiful, beautiful Chickasaw Park on many beautiful spring, summer, and fall evenings. You see, this is the only flat water park amenity in all of West Louisville. And the work that we're doing here will make it more accessible and more enjoyable for the people who live in the neighborhood and people who live across the city that want to enjoy this beautiful amenity and the other great amenities here at Chickasaw Park. There are so many people to thank for helping make this work possible. First, I'd like to thank the team from Wilderness Louisville and their executive director, Prasanthi Prasad, for being here today. Wilderness Louisville's work on West Louisville Outdoor Recreation Initiative has been tireless, and their advocacy for outdoor learning and equity has made them a great partner. So thank you to the entire Wilderness Louisville team. And thanks to our partners at the Park Alliance of Louisville. I'd like to thank Brooke Pardue and their team for advancing our discussion of equity within our park system. What we're doing here at Chickasaw, all of the improvements that we're going to be talking about here in Shawnee and other parks, is part of that initiative. Also, new parks are part of the Park Alliance initiatives, and I'm so excited to see the work that's going on at the soon-to-be-open Alberta Jones Park, just a few miles east of here, south of Broadway, which is set to become Louisville's newest park. So thanks so much to the Parks Alliance of Louisville team. I also want to thank Ozzie Gibson and Jason Canuel and the entire team from Louisville Parks and Recreation. I know how much the beginning of this project means to Jason and the team. Jason in particular has been an advocate and supporter of this project from the very beginning. And I know Jason and all of Parks and Recreation take so much pride in seeing the work finally underway. So thank you to our entire team at Metro Parks and Recreation. And of course, this work is also possible thanks to our partners on the Metro Council, and especially Councilwoman Donna Purvis, who represents District 5, Chickasaw Park, Shawnee Park, and other great parts of our city. There have been some important park projects that we've either begun or we've completed over the recent few years in here in District 5. The Shawnee Park boat ramp, improvements to the dirt ball courts at Shawnee Park, and a new natural trail and pump track there as well. And then there's, of course, all the work that's going on at Chickasaw, the pond behind us, the observation desk just behind the tree line that's going to include a new nature play area as well. And I also want to harken back to April 15th, because it was on that night when I had conversations, and the day after that, when we had a press conference at the pool with members of the community, where I talked to Dr. Fuqua and hearing about her thoughts from being the mayor of Chickasaw Park. I talked to Councilwoman Purvis, and we heard from so many others at Chickasaw Park that day. And what we heard was we need some safety improvements at this park and others. And so we immediately jumped to action. And so I'm proud to say that since that night on April 15th, there have been 20 new lights that have been replaced here in Chickasaw Park that were not working that night, but are working now. I'm also pleased to announce that in the coming weeks, we are going to have several new cameras that are installed here at Chickasaw Park, at Shawnee Park, and our budget calls for the installation of even more cameras throughout parks around Louisville to ensure that through lighting, through cameras, and through other work that we're doing, we ensure that our parks are some of the safest places in our city so families can enjoy them all day and into the evening and feel safe and be safe. And finally, I want to mention that renovations for the lodge here at Chickasaw Park are beginning as well. And so plans are underway from that, thanks to some budget funds that were appropriated by Councilwoman Purvis and her colleagues on Metro Council last year. So Councilwoman Purvis, thank you so much for your leadership and advocacy for improvements here at Chickasaw Park, for parks across Louisville, and for your entire district. Please join us here.
Thank you, thank you. This is a happy day here in Chickasaw Park. As the mayor has mentioned, it looked a little gloom a few months ago, but I'm glad to be here today, and I'm glad to see the enhancements going on. I'm glad that people didn't give up on us like Dr. Fuqua. This is home of the West Louisville Tennis Club. It will continue to be home to West Louisville Tennis Club, as well as the community that will enjoy these enhancements. I'm very excited about the Nature's Playground. I don't know if I have the courage to get up there and look over everything. I'm sure that Jason will be on my side. Where are you, Jason? Oh, yeah, right. Don't hide now. But I want to just say I'm thankful to everyone that has been working so hard on this project and keeping me in the loop of things. I know that I probably drive you all crazy, Jason. Okay, thank you. But I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And I really want to thank Mayor Greenberg. He heard our cries the day after that horrific event. And he was so compassionate and asking, what do we need, what do we want? And so I just want to say thank you, Mayor Greenberg, for working with us, and thank you for believing in us and making our park a safe place to be. Thank you all.
Thank you, Councilwoman Purvis. I meant to say earlier, and your comments reminded me that separate from this announcement, but while we have so many members of the media here on a related topic, speaking of lights, I think it's important for people to know that the way many of our street lights in the urban service district work right now, they're LG&E light posts, and just like our lights at home, they don't get changed until someone notices that the light bulb is out, it is reported as out, and then LG&E, usually within 2 days, fixes those lights. And so that's what happened here at Chickasaw. A lot of the light bulbs were out. It hadn't been reported. That's not right. But if people see light bulbs that are out at other parks around our city, in other parts of our city, please call 311, report the lights that are out. We will convey that information to LG&E, and they will get lights fixed. We want to make sure that every street light in our city is operational. And so that's how it worked here, and that's how we want it to work across the entire city. So now let's hear again from another outstanding partner of Louisville Metro and our entire park system, Layla George from the Olmsted Parks Conservancy. Under Layla's leadership, the Conservancy has really emphasized the need for equitable investments in West Louisville and West Louisville parks. Layla's team has spent countless hours in Shawnee and Chickasaw parks over the past several years, identifying needs and willing to put their organization's money where action is needed in support of important projects here in these parks. They've supported important physical improvements like the new nature play area that we mentioned at Shawnee, the improved tennis courts here at Chickasaw, and soon the implementation of a master plan at Elliott Park just a little over a mile from where we are today. So Layla, thank you so much for your leadership. Thanks to everyone at the Olmsted Parks Conservancy for what you have done, what you are doing now, and what you are continuing to do. I'm very excited about our budget being passed by Metro Council here in just a little over a week, which has another significant contribution from Metro government to be matched with private funds that the Olmsted Parks Conservancy has raised to make our parks even better. So Layla, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Well, thank you all so much. We are just one of many great partners here helping to improve Chickasaw Park, as Mayor Greenberg mentioned. This pond restoration is a huge project. It's about $2.5 million. There's also a parking lot reconfiguration that's part of it. But there's going to be a total of $5 million invested in Chickasaw Park over the next few years. So this pond is just the beginning. Jessica Kane, who is here with us and you're going to hear from, and the Natural Areas team of Louisville Parks and Recreation has spent an inordinate amount of time and energy in getting us to this point. They have also worked on the nature play area that Mayor Greenberg mentioned that's kind of on the woodland edge. We are partnering on that to include some nature play elements there. We are also partnering on the pond project with a pollinator meadow. So a number of years ago, we surveyed Chickasaw Park users to see what they really wanted to see happen in their park. What were the priorities for them? Turns out they want clean bathrooms, which everyone does. A lodge restoration, they wanted river views and a playground. But one person wrote in and said they wanted to see a butterfly and bee garden in honor of Muhammad Ali. And I thought, we do that. We do pollinator meadows, and we can do a butterfly and bee garden. So we love the idea, we latched onto it, and we partnered with the Glenview Garden Club here to raise funds to make this a reality. So what we're going to do is partner with Louisville Parks and Recreation and the Natural Areas team and do a 1-acre pollinator meadow. Glenview Garden Club also advocated nationally for this project and was able to secure a national grant from the Garden Club of America for this project. It will be an impressive pollinator meadow featuring native plants that will add beauty and ecological benefits here at Chickasaw Park. We're also working with Dave Wilding at Louisville Parks and Rec on the construction documents for the lodge. That project is funded 50% by Olmsted Park Conservancy private donors and 50% from the city. It's going to have new windows, a new roof, upgraded kitchen and bathrooms, and a general facelift. That is a hub of activity and used by many, and we want to bring it back to its glory days. John Swintoski and his team at Public Works are getting the Louisville Loop project close to fruition. So this is like a sidewalk that runs here. It's right on the other side of this fence. It's going to be expanded to about 10 feet and a beautiful bike and pedestrian pathway. As Mayor Greenberg mentioned, LG&E is also a great partner. They're doing all new lighting on this, and I can tell all of you they were here the day after that shooting. They had about 3 trucks here, so they were on it. So they are great partners here. They're going to add additional lightings. The Army Corps of Engineers is studying kind of the opposite corner of the park for some erosion issues, so we hope to address some of that. So again, it's so many different organizations, so many different state, federal, local agencies that really are coming together to invest in this park. We also want to thank Mayor Greenberg for an additional $300,000 budget allocation that he put in the budget this year for additional lighting, additional sidewalk improvements, and upgraded tennis courts for the West Louisville Tennis Club. They are celebrating their 100th birthday this year, as is Chickasaw Park. And we are committed to raising the additional funds for that project to get the courts built. West Louisville Tennis Club is an incredible partner to the park. They have a wonderful, positive presence here, and it's a joy to be able to support them in their work. So lots of great partners, lots of great projects, and we're all here to celebrate the 100th birthday of Chickasaw Park and ensure it's in wonderful shape for the next 100 years as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Layla. Fishing, kayaking, and canoeing are the things people will do here on their own when this work in the pond behind us is complete. Activities like that, especially for children and young people, also happen to be part of the outdoor education programs provided through Jefferson Memorial Forest's ECHO program and by Jessica Kane's team. Jessica is the park administrator for Jefferson Memorial Forest and Natural Areas. So let's hear from Jessica about what this project means to their team and to the West Louisville Outdoor Recreation Initiative, which has been in the works for nearly a decade. Jessica?
Thank you, Mayor. We have been so excited for this project to kick off. I don't know a community more deserving than the Chickasaw Park community. Such a fantastic group of people. As the mayor mentioned, this project is part of the West Louisville Outdoor Recreation Initiative. When this initiative was finalized in 2016 with guidance from a community council, the overall goal was to increase equitable access to outdoor recreation and environmental education opportunities. So from the boat ramp to the first hiking trail in Shawnee Park to the forest play area that's been mentioned, infrastructure improvements have continued. And we want to really thank Wilderness Louisville, as Executive Director Prasanthi Prasad and previous Executive Director Bennett Knox for their tireless work in this initiative and consistent fundraising for project improvements. There is not a project more critical to this initiative than the Chickasaw Pond restoration. This restoration is not only long overdue, but provides countless outdoor recreation opportunities. So as mentioned, it'll be part of the FINS program with Kentucky Fish and Wildlife. So from fishing to canoeing to pond and insect exploration, there'll be tons of projects. We are very grateful for the guidance and support from the community on the desired types of programming. Through our Louisville's Engaging Children Outdoors program, we expect lots of fantastic opportunities arise for the youth. It's been proven that nature and outdoor experiences reduce stress, they increase self-confidence in youth, and they provide an expanded sense of space for community. This project will provide ongoing nature opportunities. And we just want to thank you and the community for sticking with us, for their guidance and support through this project. And we can't wait for the ribbon cutting once this project is complete. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jessica. And as you can tell, this is just another great example of what happens through partnerships, through nonprofit organizations, through the city government, through hardworking men and women across our city that are so passionate about improving our parks, improving our city. And so I'm so excited and proud to be here today, so excited for the future of Chickasaw Park and really all of our parks throughout Louisville. So thank you, Jessica, Layla, Councilwoman Purvis, and everyone else who has helped make this a reality so far and has continued and will remain committed to improving Chickasaw Park. Thank you all for coming, and I think the four of us are happy to take any questions if anyone in the media has any.